Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to be talking about HTML form. Now first of all, before I go deep, I want you to know that I'm from VICSAD Academy. You can search for us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook and Telegram. VICSAD Academy, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos and share it to friends and family, and also follow us on all social media platforms so as to get latest news about us. So in this tutorial we are going to be talking about HTML form. HTML form is a very wide topic because this is not going to be only the HTML form video you are going to watch. We are going to have up to part 4 parts. But first of all, let's go to the one round for today, HTML form. Now I've made it more easy for you people to understand, so I created some text in which we are going to be using for this tutorial, and this is what we are going to cover in this tutorial. I'm going to explain everything and I assure you are going to enjoy it. But all what I want from you is that you should subscribe, because subscribing, liking it and sharing it to friends and family does not remove anything from you but adds something to you, because when you subscribe it notifies you that we drop another video. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like it, share it to friends and family. God bless you. Let's go to today's tutorial. What is HTML form? HTML form can be defined as an element in which is used to create a user input and also has the input tag inside it. Now first of all, I want you to know that the HTML input tag has an opening tag and a closing tag, and is the main tag that forms up the HTML form. But before I go into the part where we are going to be coding inside the HTML index.html, I want to make this thing practical with a live example. If you are applying for a job, you are going to be given some paper to fill, and those papers are called forms. And now that is the live practical example I want to give you. That is what we mean by form on HTML. So please, I also want to give another example. When you want to log in into your Facebook, you'll be given a web page where you will be asked to put in your username, your phone number, your Gmail address and also your password. You know, as that place starting that field, it's a form in which you have to fill. So let's get back to today's main topic, which is HTML form. So I'm coming, guys. When I said I was coming, I actually paused the video. Now we've talked about the HTML form. We said the HTML form can be defined as an element in which is used to create a user's input, meaning it is the HTML form tag or element that creates the user input and has all other major tags in which works in hand with it, like the input tag, which you can see here, input tag inside it. So now have this at the back of your mind that HTML form has an opening and a closing tag in which you can see right in front of you or right on your screen. Now it has an input tag in it. Now let's go, let me define input tag. Remember I said you can jot down something because you can be able to reference to that thing later. Now the input element, the HTML input tag does not have a closing tag and is used as a field in which users can enter data and information, which means that when I type in the input tag inside here, it's not going to give me a closing tag how it did to the HTML form tag, because it does not have a closing tag, and it is the field in which will be displayed for users to input their information. So let's put it there. Remember, it does not have a closing tag. You see, Visual Studio Code did not automatically fill up the closing tag for me because it does not. Now under the input tag, we have three major attributes in which work with this input tag or this HTML form of a thing in which we are talking about in this tutorial. The number one is HTML input type attributes, and the second one is HTML name attributes and HTML input value attributes. Let me write it down for you on the screen. I'm going to clear it off, and immediately I'm writing it, just jot it down. HTML input type attributes. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it 3 times. So let me pause the video for it to be more easy. So I paused the video and I played it back and you can see these are the three major attributes that will work in line with this input tag. So let me just clear it off the screen. Hope you have seen it, and if you don't, just pause the video, look at it very well, shut it down. Now, oh sorry, let me clear it off. So back to our tutorial. We talked about HTML form, input element, and also you can see here that the HTML input type attribute specifies the type of input element to display. If the type attribute is not specified, then the default is the text. Now let's put in the type attribute. Hope you are following and you are getting it. I'm still going to explain about this type attributes. You can see that the type attribute specifies the type of input element to display, meaning the input tag, this input tag of a thing, in which you can see here, this input tag can display in different ways, but what determines the way it displays is the type attribute, in which I highlighted here. So the input, meaning that the type attribute is very important to the input tag, because it determines or specifies the type it will display. If the type attribute is not specified, meaning if it is not given a value inside this place, I mean this place of a thing, if it's not given a value, the ordinary value it will give it to the text. Now I want you to know that the type attribute does not just take in any value, does not just take in maybe anything like 45 pixels low of a thing, 45 pixels low. It does not take anything like maybe I just start nonsense like read low. It has those specific value texting, and those are the values I'm going to highlight now. You can see them. See, you can see those values. Text, see, text, password. We are going to talk about them one by one in this tutorial. So those are the attributes it takes in, but automatically if the value, if it is not given a value that is blank, it's going to give it a text. Many of you will be wondering that I've not opened my browser for me to refresh the page and see what I really mean. I will, but I want it to be a surprise for you. So let's first do the backend, which is the coding aspect, and let them see the output. This is the backend. So let's go there. So guys, I've talked about that one. So let's go to the next one, which is the name. Sorry. Now I misspelled it, so Ctrl S. What is the name attribute? The name attribute can be defined as an element, as an attribute which specifies the name of an input element, meaning this input element of a thing can be given a name. And how can you give it a name? By using the name attribute, because we can see here that the HTML name attribute can be defined as an attribute which specifies the name of an input element, meaning the input element can be given a name. But is it by force for me to give it a name? Yes, because why? The name attribute will also be necessary when you start using JavaScript and PHP language with your form, which need to be included. The name attribute, or the name attribute call, oh man, sorry. Okay, back. I paused the video to amend the mistake, so sorry, please join me. Or okay, how can I put it? Let's get back to our tutorial. The name attribute will be referenced, so you must always use the name attribute. Can you see the reason why you have to use it? Because when you are using your PHP language, server-side language, or your JavaScript, which I can also call a behavioral language, you will need to reference the form when you start using your form with JavaScript and PHP. And the only way you can reference it is by you calling it the name you give to it in the HTML code. I wasn't planning for this stuff that just dropped in my mind, because it just dropped in my mind. I didn't plan for it. You know, your name is okay. Let me just do some example for you. You know, your name is Daniel Israel. Normally, when we are giving birth to into this world, you have no name. Assuming we are not named, then what would they be calling me? Nothing. I just calling that, oh, you that black boy, or they just call you that, you that black American, or you just call you that, okay, you that short boy, just come here, or that tough fair guy, come here, you that black American, come here. Understand me? All this kind of stuff like that, because when you have no name, and that's why everybody in this world won't be identified. Because will be like, I saw this guy here, his face is not looking like this guy, but I don't know, he feel like the guy, he's tall like him, and he has some swag like him. So I will like differentiate him, even though it does not look like him, but I can only differentiate him by what you call name. And that is why in also coding, you have to name that input tag so that it won't be mixed up with other input tag. Because in this tutorial, I'm going to have thousands. I said thousands. No. I mean, we are going to have a lot of input tag. So back to our tutorial. The input tag is very necessary because it also works when you are sending that form. When you click on the submit button, when you are sending it to the server, the link to show in the link bar, the search engine bar. So you can see that it is really important. You need it just to reference it in JavaScript and PHP, and also when you are clicking on the submit button, it will display the name. So let me tell you how the name and the value attributes work, because they work in hand together. So first of all, if I do show you, let me tell you about the value attributes. Let's put the value attributes first inside the code. I'm trying to make this thing very easy for you, because this is where many people miss it. They don't understand from this place of code, and then they do nonsense, still call themselves some developer, coder, minimum. So this is the value attributes. Now, the value attribute is used to specify the value of an input element. Let me highlight it for you. The value attribute is used to specify the value of the input element, meaning this input element needs this type attribute for it to specify the way to display. It needs this name attribute for it to have a name, and it needs this value attribute for it to have a value. Now, you should not forget, you can see it here, or omit the name and the value attribute, because the HTTP link address includes both name and value attributes. You can see that this thing is testifying to what I'm saying, and it's an evidence to what I'm saying, because I said that when you click on the submit button, it will put everything you submitted inside the link, and it will put it in the form of the name and the value attributes. So you should not omit it, because why? You will need it when you are sending something to this address. You will see it something like here, and it will be like name, like creator, and it'll be like and you should just show like that. It'll be like age 15 years old, and be like okay, and many more. So let's just clear up that one. This is the way it will look like, because that's the way to send it to the HTTP link address. So that is why I must not omit it. So let's continue. This is the list of the type attributes. Now I want to show you how we can make your form fine, like make it more compatible, because I'm gonna save it now and load the page. So we are going to see it as a surprise, and this is the surprise I want to show you. You can see something that can interact with you, because this thing is interacting with me. It's giving me the ability for me to type in and just type in anything I feel like, because default because its default is text. Because we have a lot more. We have some email, meaning you can't type in anything apart from arts, Yahoo Mail, Gmail, blah blah blah, OneNote, ArtNote. No, back to the matter. So this one just gives me the opportunity for me to type anything. So let me just type something. Daniel Israel. Okay, frog, egg, HP laptop, sorry, and many more. And I can also type 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and so it gives me the ability for me to type in anything. That is the defaults, but now from the defaults we will change and start using different ones like the email I've mentioned. But before I go there, let me design this form for it to make sense. And I can make it make sense, because when you are giving a form, or in Facebook, let me use Facebook for example, you cannot say anything like this. You must see something up here telling me that this place is for you to input your password or for you to put in your username. So let me do it for you inside here. So you can just come here. If that, normally I'm supposed to put the one I'm prepared for, but I'm going to use two ways. No, let me put this one empty, which will give me text. So let me just put in the Facebook one, which you people know, login. So Control S, and then I'll come back here and refresh the page. Can you see login? You know, this is how it look like, but do you know that I'm not 100% correct, because this is not how it look like. You can't see that field for you to input beside the login. Have you forgotten? You will see it on that here. See where my cursor is. So for you to do that is one of the tags we've talked about before, the BR tag, break tag. Control S. You know, this is how it to look like, and then they'll put this in the center, which can just be like this. So guys, they'll put in the center tag, but I'm not gonna use it because I think that's not really what I planned for in this tutorial. So let's just clear for, and for me to put it in the center, it's gonna take a lot of things like our CSS will need to take place. So let's get back to the code. This is the login, so let me clear up this one. This is the login I put in there. So the one I planned for, I want to design it like this, like how to code it like this. Let me come back here, Control V, and then I'm gonna write first name. For you to input your first name. So let me just clear up this one. So come back and load, and then you have to input your first name, which is Daniel. So after that, Control C, put down my second name and say, type in last name, and then I'm going to reload it. See why is it like that? The reason why it's like that because I forgot to put in my break tag. So I'm going to put your break tag everywhere. Can you see? And then I'll begin to fill the form. I'll be like Daniel. My first name is Daniel. My second name is Victor. My last name is Victor, and many more like that. So that is it. But let's start with the first one on the list, which is the text. And these are the values that the type attribute take in. What do I mean? These are the values that this type attribute can take in. You can see it here. These are all the values. These are all the values you can take in, and we're going to talk about it in this video, and I'm going to be inputting this into this video one by one. But I'm going to pause the video, input it, create this, I'll copy it as many as possible, and then we can be able to start inputting it, and then we will explain one by one. So let's go there. First of all, the first one is text. This text. So let me input text. Now this is always the default one, and let's see what is on that text or beside the text. It displays a single line text field, and the text field allows you to put in symbols, alphabet, and numbers. So you can see what the text field do. So you can use the text field for, like, when you're asking for someone to input his first name, someone to input his last name. But remember, what is the function of this thing? The function of this thing is that you have to, it will give a name to this particular input tag. So let's give it a name of first name and a value of blank. Why? If the name is first name and the value is blank, automatically it will be filled. If I put in Daniel here and I submit this form, automatically it will send as first name Daniel. See, I made a mistake. D. It will send like first name Daniel. So that is where it will go. But you can also give it a value. When you give it a value here, the value will automatically also show here when you load the page. So let me give it a value of John. Control S and then Control R to reload. You can see, but because my own name is Daniel and I found out that the normal name there is John, so all I have to do is for me to clear it off and put in my own name, Daniel. So that's it. That is it. So getting back to our tutorial, we have talked about the text. So I'm also going to use the text for this one because your last name is also a text and people can see it. It's not like password. So we can just come back here and write last name. Now, don't think that because I'm putting last name here, I'm also putting last name here. No, you can decide to put last name here and then name it as surname here, because when you are submitting it, it will now display as surname and then what the person submitted will be inside this value. If the person inputs something like, okay, let me put in Israel, sorry, then when the person submit the form, it will send it to the PHP server side in form of surname Israel. That is how it will send it. It will send it to the server side as first name John. So let me explain what I really mean. To send it to the server side or to the database as first name John. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Send it also to that last name Israel. But we are going to make it blank, because if you make it blank, anything the users input on the website will be what it will replace in the server side PHP language, which I've explained just back in the minutes, in the timelines back. So back to our tutorial. I'm going to duplicate a lot of this because I'm going to pause the video now for the video to be short. Now you can see a lot of last name, but we are going to be changing one by one. We want this one to be password. Now let's look about password here. Password displays a password field, but when you see the password field, you will find out that it's still the same thing as the text field, but I'll show you the difference. Now just forget about this one because you don't need them in the last password. Now this password field, now you find out that it's still the same field with the first name, but remember that when you are logging in on your Facebook, the field display as the login will also be the one displayed as the password. But the only difference is that when you type in something inside the password, it's turned into something like is it a radio or a circle or whatever. But let's see. So let me put in my own informations, Daniel, and then Israel, and next one I put my own password. Yeah, but why is it not working? Let me check it out. Guys, do you know why it's not working? Because remember, the password is a value that you have to put. The password is a value that you have to put inside the type attribute. So let's put it inside. Remember that it is text that is inside. That's why it's not displaying. So password, is it okay? Now Control S, and then I load the page. So you can see that it's already into dots. That is how Facebook works. Do you understand? You see that when you are putting in your informations and it gets to where you have to put in your credit card pin or your credit card number or your password. So if I want to put in my password, you will not see it. Why? It will turn to something like dots, or should I call it circle or radio. Now you can see my password is in dots, and My last name Israel, and my first name Daniel. So you can see how the password works. Guys, you can see that when I refresh the page, there's nothing there, but that time when I refresh the page, you can see some two dots, like two dots. Why? It's because this value, you can see, because there is a space in between, whereas it's supposed to be blank, no space and nothing. So let's refresh the page now. Automatically you find the two dots there. I mean, it's like, clear it up now. Let me refresh it. Find the two dots. So please don't make your values to be like this. Close it up. So we are going to close all this one up. So let's go to the next one. I told you that this tutorial is going to be very long one. I mean, I'm not going to have only part one. I'm going to have a lot of parts, which is the email. When we talk of the email, it only accepts values that will surely have @ inside. What do I mean? So we are creating a form like this. So I say email address. So then we'll come here, putting the type attribute to be email, and then change this one from surname to password or your secret code. Let me give you secret code, because some of you now are getting confused that I'm using first name here and I'm also using first name here, I'm using last name here, I'm using surname here. You don't understand. No, you can put in anything inside the name attributes apart from the normal one that is here that's going to display. So let me give this one as your secret code. Sorry. Okay. So secret code. So between the big stop, when we get to the server side, that's why I had to put some underscore. If you don't know it as underscore, you can put, I think we should put hyphen, because I prefer putting underscore. So let's leave it at that. So the email address, and then we put in here as email address. So let's reload the page. So when I submit this form, it's not going to go because the email address won't accept. Do you know why? Because it does not have anything like @ in it. It can only accept anything like Daniel Israel 105@gmail.com. That's the only thing you can accept. You can't accept anything like Daniel Israel or Daniel Israel, like Daniel Israel. It can't accept it. You can only accept anything like daniel@gmail.com, VICSAD@gmail.com, blah 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 @gmail.com, blah 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 @yahoo.com or @yahoo.com, and many more. So that's the one of email address. So guys, the next one is the search. So I can just put search online. So here I just put search. I put the same thing, search underscore online. So Ctrl S, but I'm not going to leave it as text because I'm going to leave it as SC as search. Now let's explain. Let me explain. We've talked about email. Display an email field for inputting an email. Now allows users to input search queries. It is also used for search fields. Search field like this one. And I want to search about VICSAD Academy. I don't know anything about VICSAD Academy. I don't understand. So I have to search about it. So I just leave it. So that's how it goes. The search value, which is used inside the type attribute, is used to search, and it's also used for search field. So Ctrl S, and I come back here to load search online. So the next one we'll be talking about is the URL. This URL, you know what, it's a very interesting one to talk about. A very interesting one to know. Input your URL link. So I'm just gonna come back here and just put ordinary URL. and then I'll come back here and put URL. Now let's go back to this HTML form.txt. Now this input type allows users to input universal resource locator into the form, meaning it cannot accept anything like Daniel Israel, it can't accept anything like password, like your password is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 10 10 10 10, all those one it can't accept, but it can only accept anything that is universal resource locator. And how can you make it accept anything like universal resource locator? By you not just writing anything, but always remember to put in your HTTP or HTTPS. Now, what is the difference between your HTTP and HTTPS? When it is HTTP, when you see a website that is HTTP, it means it's not really secure and you can't input your passwords and all of that things like your credit card pin. But when you see a website like HTTPS, it is secure. You can put in your credit card pin, you can do some online, because when it's using online HTTP, oh man, hackers and attackers can attack that website and then steal your credit card pin, and for the next month you are poor. By God's grace you won't be poor. So let's go to the next one. We've talked about the URL. Now let's reload this page. Let me check whether I've input the value as URL. Yes, I've input the value as URL. So this URL can accept anything, like even anything like www.VICSAD Academy. It can accept anything like that, like VICSAD Academy. No, it can accept, just forget about the typing, sorry. It can't accept anything like that. It can only accept anything that is starting with HTTP. So let's just give like HTTP this one bit.ly/VICSAD Academy. These are things you can accept, things that have this or things that have HTTPS. So you put in your colon and then the / twice and writing the link bit.ly/VICSAD Academy. Those are those things you can accept. So the next one we want to talk about is the tel. The tel accepts telephone number, in which you can see here. This input is used to input telephone number. So it accepts telephone number. So yeah, I'm just gonna write telephone number. So just leave it like that. I'm gonna edit it. I'm already editing it so that my spelling will be correct. Telephone number. So I'm gonna put here tel. Now put here telephone number. So this one only accepts what? Phone number. Doesn't even accept number. Only accepts phone number. I mean phone number like 081 2222222 5577. Those things like that. So and many more, like +234 +1 +99 plus plus 234 81 22222 5771, like that. Those are the phone numbers it can accept, but it can't accept anything else apart from phone number. So let's get back to our code, and the next one on our list is the submit button. And the submit button is a very helpful one to this HTML form, because it's going to transform a lot of things and make us to understand many things. And in my submit button, I can just clear this off, but first of all, if I clear it off, let me put it there and for you to know some things more to talk about. And I'm going to put here so let me put in submit, and I'll give it a value of submit. Now I'm gonna come back here, Ctrl S, and then come back here and refresh. But it's not supposed to give me this because it's a submit button. Why is it giving me that? Well, because our code is wrong. Where is our code wrong? Where is the double apostrophe that's supposed to be here? So Ctrl S. So because the code is not correct, is wrong, the type attribute automatically give it its default use always text. So let's refresh the page. Now guys, this is a button. But why is it that the button, I can't quickly know it's a button? Because a button, you can't input, the user can't input anything into the button, like as I'm inputting anything to this one. You can't input anything to it. The user can't input anything to this button. None. Can't input anything into this button. So the only thing I have to do is for me to give it the value, because the user can't input anything into the button except from the code that is coding. So I'll give it a value of submit. I can give the value of submit your form. So you guys, I'm gonna talk about these things highlighted. I'm going to talk about it later. See, submit your form. So let's say fill up this form, because I'm trying to talk about something I mentioned in the beginning under the name attribute and the value attributes. So let's fill it up. Daniel Israel, my password, email address, Daniel Israel 225 gmail.com. Search online. What I want to search online, let's search online for VICSAD Academy YouTube channel. I should put my URL link. Okay, my URL link is http bit.ly/VICSAD Academy, and then my telephone number. Okay, 481 222. Sorry for giving it space. So that's on my phone. Now remember what I talked about. I talked about that the name and the value attribute to be shown on the link. So can you see it's showing it? First name Daniel. Remember I said it here. It will store this one and this one together, and it's to store them as name value. It will then keep this name attribute, this what the value of the name attribute to now become this, and the value of the value attribute to now become this. So what's the value of the name attribute, which is now first name, and then the value of the value attribute we don't know, because it's only when the user inputs something. So let the user input something Daniel. So let's submit it. The user inputs Daniel. So here it will become Daniel on the server and also on the link, and that is why you are seeing first name, I see Daniel, I see surname, secret code. I don't want you to see my password, so that's the way it works. So the submit button performs a very vital role in HTML form. But do you know that you don't even really need to make them know that it's the submit button that's on that, because automatically you're giving a value that will make them know. So let's just clear it up, and then Ctrl S, we'll come back here and refresh it. So everything is done. So we have to clear up this. When we explain, this was when I was explaining about the name and the value attributes. So I think I understand it now, because many people don't understand the name and the value attributes. So because I really want this submit button to be the last one down, I have to just copy and paste this again. So guys, I've copied and pasted a lot, like I think 3. or 4 now. So I left this space for me to understand that this is the one I have to edit, and I left this space for me to understand that the submit button is the next one. So the next one we want to talk about is the radio. The radio and the checkbox are somehow related, but the radio and the checkbox have some differences you have to know. So let's see about the radio. Display a radio or a circular button for selecting one of many choices. So the first thing I have to bring out of this radio value is that the radio value allows you to select only one value. You can't select more than one value, meaning that the radio value, which works with the type attribute, has the ability for you to select in the form of option instead of you showing a field for you to input your information. And if automatically it's showing a button for you to select, meaning it's showing like the submit, and if it's already showing like the submit, meaning it's showing like a button for you to select options, then it will automatically have its own value. You don't need to make it blank. So let's go there. Choose your pet. So we're gonna come back here and write here. So we are going to come back and say my pets. And then you must give it a value because it is now a button like this. It's no more a field. So you must give it a value. You understand? So I'm gonna give it a value of I'm give it a value of cat, and then in the same form I'll copy it. So I'm going to clear up this, and then still come back here and give it radio. I still come back here and give it my pet and give it dog. Now when we are talking about the radio, let me for you to be able to understand, this is what we want to talk about. When we are talking about the radio, when you want to do a radio attribute, you can do thousands and billions, millions of buttons for someone to choose, but make sure that those buttons are connected to each other so that they won't be able to choose two options, or the server when sending the information won't get mixed up or have some errors. And how can we do that? By we giving those ones that want it to be under a specific radio button the same value under the name attribute. You can see that my pet is here and my pet is here, but remember there are different values here. Telephone number, search online, email address, secret code, Sunny, first name. I can start to do thousands of radio, but the only way I can connect them together is by me giving it the same value under the name attribute. So I can control C now, control V again, and then still give it goods. So I have 3 values now. But you know that it's not showing anything. Some of you will be confused why it's not showing anything. But you know that even though it's not showing anything, if I click on this one, it will send it to the server as dog. See, dog is the third one. Yes, dog. I'll send the server as dog. There's nothing here, 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 nothing here. But see, my pet, dog. Because why? Automatically at the back of this button, it has a value of dog. But how can we let people know that it is dog? The only way we can let them know that it is dog is by us writing it at the front, dog. Cat, dog, good. Can you see? So make them understand that it's good. So guys, that's the radio button. The next one now is the checkbox. Okay guys, we stopped at the radio button, but this time around we are moving to the checkbox. So guys, first of all, I'm really happy for this tutorial, and let me shock you. Do you know that this video I'm doing is in 2020, and the last video, meaning the last video just was finished, I mean this particular video, but you find out that there's maybe a transition. I don't know, a transition might be there. The transition is just to show that like we stopped the video, we did the video in 3 parts. It's just about HTML from part 1, but we did it 3 times, like part 1 continue. So this mini last part of this HTML from part 1, we did it in 2022, and the HTML form, the one we did normal and the one we stopped at radio, we did it in 2021, and we have been doing the normal HTML tutorial since 2020. So you can see how fun it is. Just a particular video that is really long, we did it between 2021 and 2022, and that was around December, and this was around today. I think today is April 29. Yeah, and today is on Thursday. So guys, let's continue. Now we stopped about the radio button in our HTML form, and I told you that the HTML radio allows you to click on only one option. So we are going to move on to checkbox, HTML checkbox, and this checkbox allows you to click on more than one option. So let's go there, and okay, let's change this to choose your best car. You get me? So I think let me just choose more than one option. So let's make this cars. Sorry, that one. No, I'm just really happy about this video. So so first of all, I would just like to duplicate this. Yeah, Control C, and to make it 4. So our input type in this aspect will now be checkbox. So I'm gonna copy it. Yeah, Control S. And now, like the same thing like the radio, you are to give it the same name attribute. Like the radio now, we give them the same name attribute, which is my pets, my underscore pets. So here we are going to give it the same attribute name. The name of the attribute, the name attribute value is be equal to the same thing, just like the name attribute value in radio is my pet, my underscore pet. So if I'm making any mistakes, so like I told you, we did the other part of this video. It is the first part I'm watching in 2021, and this second part I'm watching, which is from the checkbox downward, is made 2022. So it's a long process. So guys, let's come back to our HTML form here, and we should look at the checkbox. You can see our checkbox is that similar to radio but displayed in a checkbox. Yeah, it's similar to radio but displays in a checkbox, but at the same time allows you to choose more than one option. And see, this allows you to choose one, to jump, but in checkbox you can choose dog and choose goat at the same time. So go back to our code. So yeah, I'm gonna give it best underscore car. So let's give it S. Now we said car. So let me copy this and paste it in the remaining input stack. Yeah, now if we should save our code and then run it, it's gonna show us a checkbox input type on our web page, and I'm sure you're gonna like it. Yeah, now those checkbox are not carrying any value, so if we should save it, like if we should click on them, see I can click as much as I want or as much options that I want, and I should click on submit button. Then we should check it, say our first name has no value, surname has no value, then we should check for the best car. So our best car has no option. So guys, let's continue. The first one I wanted to give it Benz. Oops, sorry guys, I made mistake in displaying of the Benz. So yeah, I'll give it okay, I want you to comment the name. I want you to comment on the name of your best car. Comment it in the comment section below. So let me give it one common car in my country. So yeah, let me give it another car. Let's think guys. Just drop your own car, name of your best car in the comment section below. So let me just think of another car I know. Yeah, yeah, okay. And let me give this, which car again is popular, guys? Waiting for your comments. Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I can see your comments. So guys, oh, I think don't put that. I'm just wasting people's time. Sorry guys. Okay, I think I should give it. Yeah. So guys, you can see that those things are not showing, and I explained it also here in the radio button that they will not show except you are putting the text in front of them. But you know that they already carry that value. If I should choose this, I should choose this. That means I'm choosing Benz, and I think this should be Range Rover, and I should submit it with the submit button, with the submit input tag. Sorry, you can see best car is equals to best car is equals to Range Rover. So for our user who want to like interact with our web page, to know that this first option is Benz, this second one is Range Rover, Toyota, sorry, and this one is Range Rover, and this one is Honda, we have to put the text in front like what we did here. So go back to our VS Code or Virtual Studio Code. Like I told you in the 5 code editor that you can be using any code editor, but for this tutorial VICSAD Academy is using VS Code, Virtual Studio Code. So let's go there. So guys, I want to put an underscore here. You understand this later when you get to some other programming languages. Understand the reason I'm putting underscore into Range Rover. You know, and start getting to camel cases and stuff like that. Let's just leave that. Okay guys, we've done our checkbox, and I'm gonna save it right now, and I want us to like see our output, so our user can find out that this is Honda, yeah, can find out that this is Range Rover, this is Toyota, and this is Benz. You can see, so I can decide to choose the 4, because by God's grace I will be one day capable of buying this, and by God's grace, if you are prayerful, you should be one day able to buy these 4 cars. Yeah, so I'll submit it and go and check it in my the link. You see best cars Benz, best cars Toyota, best cars Range Rover, and best cars Honda. So the next one I want us to check. Okay, let's check. This is color. This is a very nice one. So I'm gonna say you should choose your best color, and okay, let's give it this place. Yeah. So guys, I'm gonna put color here. Sorry. And guys, I want to draw this to your attention. In your normal language, or in normal English language, Nigeria, we do spell color as this, but in coding, the U does not exist. It is COLOR, color. There is no U in the color. Yeah, so let me just clear that off. So I'm gonna just change this best color. So I even made a mistake here. Choose your best color. So I'm gonna write the normal spelling here. So I'm gonna leave this place empty. Remember what we discussed in this search online email address. We will leave it empty, but what the user enters into the field or the input box will now determine what the web browser will put here as the value. So let's save it and check that. Now choose your best color. Let me choose my best color. Okay. No, VICSAD Academy logo is color blue, so this color blue. And then I'll submit it. You should go and check our best color. You can see this is the best color, which is not in normal form. It is in HD. Should I call it hexadecimal or what? But this is not in normal color name form. I think it is in hexadecimal form. Yeah, it is in hexadecimal. Yeah. So let's go back to our coding, and we've talked about color, and we said that what color, this input type, is used to input color into the form data. So what I just did is that I input a color into the form data. So the next one is the button, display a clickable button. Yeah, but we're gonna do this button of a thing, but I'm still gonna clear it off because I want us to use this submit button to submit, but I'm not gonna be using the button to submit. So let's just duplicate this. So I'm gonna clear up this text. Then I'm gonna come here and give it input type. Now let me draw this to your attention. Most times in the HTML form, anytime the HTML form is not an input, is not an input field where the user is going to input something, maybe like text or number, there is something clickable like buttons, radio, checkbox, submit buttons, or submit input type. I want you to know that they must have a value. Have you never noticed that? Since when we begin this tutorial, you can see that this one does not have any value at the back end of our code, but at the back end of our code we give this radio stuff the value of cats, a dog, and goat. We give it a value too, but this one we do not give it a value, and that's why I said most. I don't say all. So please don't get it confused. I gave it a value of submit in this submit your form button of the thing. So please, most of all HTML form that input type that is script capable comes or must have a value automatically. So guys, back to our code. I'm gonna save this and then refresh. You have a submit button. Why this is a submit input type. A submit button, meaning you can also call it a button input type, but because the name display is just submit, so I can call it a submit input type. Oh sorry, I can call it a submit button input type. Whereas we also have the button type button tag. So sorry guys for that. Let me come again. This is a submit input type, this is a button input type, and then we also have the button tag. Yes, we have the button tag. I think we should touch that in some other tutorials that we are here to release on our YouTube. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so that's the one my cursor is, or the one the cursor is beside, is a button input type, and this is a submit input type. And I told you we are not going to be using the submit the button input type. Yeah, we're going to be using the submit input type to like send or to submit our form, like this one. So this submit this button input type of a thing, sorry guys, sorry. Yeah, the button input type of a thing, we should just click on it and see what will happen. But why is it that nothing is happening and something is happening here? You can see that this thing, just check this place out, is reloading. It shows that it's reloading, but this one nothing is happening. Is because this input type button needs an action to take place after it's been clicked. And don't worry, we'll touch all that part of this action of the stuff or the thing in other tutorials under this HTML form. So now I've talked about the HTML input button, HTML input type button, HTML input type color. Now the next one, let's check on the list, which is HTML input type date. Input type attribute is equals to date. So when we talk of this HTML input type attribute is equals to date, it means this input type allows you to input date value. This input type allows you to input date value. I'm trying to collect your date of birth, so I need to use the HTML input type attribute, which is equals to the value of date. Do you know this is a value? This is a value, and this is also the value of the value attribute. This is the value of the name attribute. This is a value of the type attribute. So let me just copy this. So I'm gonna write date. I will date of birth. So yeah, I'm gonna put date. And I'm gonna put DOB. Ctrl S, and I'm gonna come back here and refresh my page. And now some of you begin to wonder that why is it that the input type attribute is equals to the button value is not showing again? Because why I cleared it off was because I said we are not going to be using it in this tutorial, but we're going to use it under tutorials because the time is come. We're going to talk about the action attributes inside the HTML form. So there we're going to use it. Here I think I should copy this. I should paste it here and then make it a comment so we won't forget about it. So that's a comment. So guys, let's refresh our page and then we should choose our date of birth. VICSAD Academy was created on the 20th of March 2020. So March 2020. Yeah. So when we submit our form, that is what will be displayed in the link address above. You can see date of birth 2022 TV20. So the only mistake about this date of birth is because VICSAD Academy was created on the 20th of March 2020 and here I chose 2022, so I think we should just try it again. Yeah. 2000 Friday usually refers to as Jimo for the Muslims. So back to our tutorial. We've done the input type attribute of date value, and so we are moving to the next one, which is also related to date stuff. So this is date time local. So it allows you to choose your dates. It allows you to choose your time, locally. The date time attribute input type is a local date and time, meaning no time zone input control. So I told you locally. So it carries 3 in 1, allows you to choose your date, choose your time locally, no time zone, as you can see in that text I just showed you. So I'm gonna come back here. So I'm gonna say choose, I'm gonna input or write or type. So I think let's just type. I'm gonna type input your date and local, and input your local date and time. So this time local is no, so let's just give this DTL, date time local. So Control S and then come back and refresh. So it allows you to choose your date. So I'm gonna choose celebrated the VICSAD Academy anniversary on the 20th of March 2022, which VICSAD Academy clocked 2. So let me choose time of so I'm not going to submit the form because we all know what will happen to appear here. But let's move to the next tutorial. The next one is time, and I think we should try my best to make this as fast as possible, which is time. So let's look at what the time says. The input type times allows you to select your time. So it allows you to select your time, maybe in your country, in your state, whatever. So let's copy this quick. So I'm gonna write choose your best time. Choose your best time. I'm gonna give it yes, let's just give it time. So Control S, I'm gonna leave the value attribute value empty. I'm not gonna put anything inside the value of the value attributes. Ports, I want you to choose your best time, so I'm gonna Control S or come back here and do save and then fresh. So I'm gonna choose 12 in the midnight. You hear me? So back to our tutorial or back to our code. So month. So what does the month input type attribute do? So let's find out. The input type month allows users to select month of the year. It allows you to select the month of the year. So I'm gonna copy this. Choose the best month. Control S, come back and refresh. So I'm gonna choose my month, okay, March, and then March 2020. Oh. Yeah, so the next one on the list is week. This input type allows selection of a week and a year. So it allows you to select your week and a year, and according to calculation, or let's say facts, 52 weeks makes a year. So now let's come back here and then do what you have to do to get this thing working. Choose your week. Yeah, I'm gonna choose last week of the year, the 52 week of the year. Oh guys, yeah, so let's move to the next one, which is reset. Now the reset is an input type attribute that is clickable. And what does it perform when it is clickable? When you click on the reset input type attribute, it allows you to reset audio forms that you've done, to reset everything. So let's find out. The input type attribute is used to reset its form to the default. And what is the default of a form? Empty. It is always empty. Like, see, everything is empty. Nothing. Oh, so I've reloaded the page. So let's go back. So I think this time around there's no need for us to use text, because the button is going to carry a value that will show the user what it carries or what its function is. So Ctrl V, and here we're going to put reset. The value of reset. So now I input, this is now I input 2847. that is VICSAD Academy phone number, so you can call them and place them on a call. So then I click on the reset button. You can find that it's not there, but I think we should just make this quick and do a practical example of this. I'm going to fill audio form right now. I'm going to click on reset. It's going to reset everything to default. Let's go. Quick as possible. You can see it cleared up everything. That's turned our form back to default. So back to the coding aspect of it, and then we move on to range. The range is a very different from other input type attributes, but let's go there. So now let's take a look at what we can learn about range. It helps specify a numeric value which must be no less than a given value and not more than a given value, meaning we can control this input type attribute which has the value of range. We can give it that we want the range to be 0 to 100, which is the default, or we say we want the range should be 50 to 100, and then should have an automatic value of let's give it 75. Yeah, I want it to have an automatic value of 75. So let's go there. Now Ctrl S, and then I'm gonna come back here and refresh the page. Now we can see our range. The range is automatically there, and I'm going to choose a range. I'm going to submit it, and after that I'm going to do some things. The automatic default minimum and maximum value of a range is 0 to 100. The minimum is 0, the maximum is 100. So the value given to it here is 50 because we did not give it any value. So the value is empty, so it's using the default value, which is 50. You can see I told you the minimum is 0, the maximum is 100. So it's gonna stay in the middle because between 0 and 100 the middle number is 50. Yeah, so it's gonna start with 50. I'm gonna increase it little, and during that you're not gonna see the number you have increased it to until you submit your form, and then you check it in the link. And sometimes you're not seeing it in the link because it depends on the action or on the method. Sorry. Let's check our range. Our range is 71. You see, the range I did now, my value is 71. So automatically you know that the minimum range value there is 0 and the maximum range value there is what? 100. and then the default value is 50, but I adjusted the range to 71. So let's go back to our code. I'm going to add some other things. We want our normal value, our normal initial value to be 20. So I'm going to come back here and refresh the page, and that is why you are seeing it here, because normally when we did not give it the ordinary a value, it was using the default value of like 50, which is somewhere here, but now reduce it to 20, which is somewhere here, because that's our default value. That is it. So let's copy some text here. Yeah, choose your range, and then want to give it a minimum value of 15 and a maximum value of, let's give it 60. Now something is wrong with our code. Yeah, now the main attribute means minimum, meaning we want to give the input type attribute range value, which has range value a minimum of 15. So you can give it any minimum number by using the main attribute, and you can also give it any maximum number by giving it the the max attribute, and the value attribute in this range will be the value in the value attribute will be the normal range that will appear on that particular web page whenever it loads, and the default particular range is 50, and the minimum particular range is 0, and the minimum and the maximum particular range is 100, and the value, which is also the default range we see whenever you load that page, is 50. So Ctrl S and then go back to our code, which is refresh. So you can see this is 20, and by the time I use it here, this will be 15, and if I use it to the if I increase it, it will be what, 60. So let's submit our form and check this out. Range 60. So let's go to the next input type, which is number. It is just related to all other sort of input type attribute like submit, tell, URL, search, and whatever. It allows you to input number. So let's copy this. Choose your lucky number. Sorry guys, please bear with me. So we're gonna leave the value empty, and then we're gonna clear up the main and the max attribute, because we don't need them for this number. We only need them for range input type attribute value. So Ctrl S, I'm gonna come here and refresh our page. So you can see, choose your lucky number. So my lucky number is 50, or you can use this 50. So 50. Now let's go to the next one, which is image. Sorry, that image is not having anything. But before I talk about the image, let's talk about the number. This input type number is used to accept numeric into the data form. It's used to accept numeric into the data form. So which numeric do you think, or which number do you think it accepted from me right now? It was my lucky number, which is 50. So now let's talk about the image input type attributes. The image input type attributes just perform a function. What is the function? Is to submit. Now is to submit, and to submit. So when I put in an image into the HTML form, when you see it is to submit. When you click on the image, automatically the form will be submitted. And so sorry for not having anything other than that, but let's go try it out. So we don't need to have anything else. Is the one that's gonna help us to submit the image. Now let's check this out. I'm gonna receive a shock. Yeah, I'm gonna receive a shock because number one, we did not put any image, and number two, the reason why this submit image is showing, you can tell us why. If you know the reason why, then leave it in the comment section below. Tell me the reason why this submit image is showing. Then leave it in the comment section below. Leave it there. Sorry about that. Please let me quickly pause it. Yeah, I over zoomed it so you can see better, and I know you love this. Now you can tell me the reason why submit image is showing, and explain the reason why it showed and how it showed in the comment section below. Yeah, expecting that. So let's go back to our tutorial. So why is it not showing? The reason why it's not showing is because we did not put our src tag, our src attribute, which means source attribute equals to, sorry. So let's take it here. I have to put it in the front. So I'm gonna put all, let's look at 5. So guys, I've opened the file, and this is image 1, and we're gonna be using this image 1. Yeah, so the image 1 is a PNG file, or we should check out the properties. It's a PNG file, yeah. So I'm gonna put S and then come back to it. So this is a button. You can see it pages load. It will load automatically, so we can do some other. Let's add some other cookies. Wow, that's too small, man. Yeah, so guys, I hope I zoomed it again and again. So when you click on this VICSAD image, it's gonna save or no, sorry, it's gonna submit your form. Yeah, it's gonna submit your form. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is hidden and file. Now when we talk about this hidden, the input hidden allows you web developers to add data that cannot be seen or changed by users. Now let's say you're trying to create maybe like PI network. PI network, like cryptocurrency stuff. Okay, if you don't PI network, just watch VICSAD Academy video on that PI network, which is a cryptocurrency. Just search for it, VICSAD Academy cryptocurrency PI network, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, and also comment about the video. So back to hidden. But if I move on, know that subscription is free. Yeah, just click on the subscribe button, don't even pay any money, it's free. So back to the HTML form, and we are talking about the input type attributes, which has the value of hidden. We're talking about the hidden. The input hidden allows you web developers to add data that cannot be seen or changed by user, and that's what led me to talk about peer network. Just you're trying to join peer network, like something related to peer network, and you are asked to refer to share your referral link. So let's say I'm creating a platform for people to come and join peer network, and then automatically there's my own referral link, and then I don't want them to see it, and then I can use the input type attribute, which has the value of hidden, because they will not know that I'm using my referral link. Yeah, but definitely I'm using my referral link. So let's go back to it. Yes, I'm supposed to copy this. So I'm gonna clear this up because normally we don't want them to see, so there's no text for us to display. Because even though if we display the text, I'm gonna see anything. I give this a name attribute of hidden, and then the value should be b dots ly / VICSAD Academy. Yeah, and then nobody knows that I'm using my referral link. So Ctrl S, and then I'll come back here and refresh the page. Nothing has happened to it because the input type attribute has a value of hidden, so nobody or the user on this web page will know that there's a hidden form somewhere. That's the referral link. So you just begin to register and find out that the thing is not seen for any referral link. Just begin to register, start any referral link, but the referral link is hidden behind the source code of the web page. So back to our tutorial, and we talk about hidden. The last but not the least is file, and I think this file where it is mostly used, you can find that in Facebook when you have to upload a picture. Some is scenario like that, you can use the HTML input type attribute of the using the file value for your user to upload maybe any file, which whether photo, docs, that's Word document, presentation, spreadsheet, that is Excel, minimum, just any file. So we're gonna do it right now. I'm gonna say upload your profile photo. So I think I should copy this, Ctrl C, and then So I'm gonna leave it empty because it is what that has been uploaded. The name of the file that has been uploaded will be inside the value attribute. After they've submitted, I'm gonna give this as profile photo. And give this as file. So Ctrl S and then let's come and refresh the page. Now choose a file, no file location. So we're gonna choose our file. So click on the file button, then click on HTML file, and I want to upload the image 2. Yeah, so I'm gonna click on the image 2 and click on open. So it's gonna carry image 2 the JPEG or JPG. So when we submit our form, what will be in that value, what will be here is image 2 or img2.jpg or image2.jpg or img2.jpg or image.jpg, whatever. So back to the tutorial, and the file is the last but not the least, and so let's save it. Yeah, image 2, can you see? Image 2.jpg is what the value attribute of that input type is carrying. The value attribute of that input type, the value of the value attribute of that input type is carrying image 2.jpg. So back to this tutorial. We are through with the tutorial. So first of all, let's try everything by me filling this form. Yeah guys, I'm still filling my form, so you can try the whole code and then fill the form after the whole code. So I'm gonna put this around 70, and my lucky number this time around should be 20. Yeah, that's not fine, man. And I'll submit with this. I'll submit with this. So I'm gonna do this time around. Yeah, so fill that form. So guys, I would like you to subscribe to VICSAD Academy YouTube channel, like our videos, share to friends and family, join us on those social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, Telegram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, join our Telegram channel, follow us on Facebook, on our Facebook page VICSAD Academy, join our Facebook group VICSAD Academy, join our Telegram channel VICSAD Academy, follow us on Instagram VICSAD Academy. So guys, I want you to like this video, and I've asked you to comment 2 things on this video. I'm expecting your comment. Yeah, and I would love you to comment. God bless you. Thank you very much. Bye. See you in the next tutorial. Bye.